I will continue work with the resistance module of MagSurf. Resistance module is the module where we calculate the resistance of the boats. Resistance module calculates using the statistical method. I would like to talk about a little bit about resistance calculations methods. There are three types of resistance calculations methods. The first of these is the statistical method. It helps to determine the resistance of your boat by basing it on empirical formulas. So, where did these empirical formulas come from? Over time, they gathered similar ones of different boats produced all over the world. And the resistance properties were compared one by one. With this approach, these empirical formulas have emerged. The statistical method also uses these empirical formulas, so MagSurf resistance software also uses these empirical formulas. Of course, it has disadvantages. It doesn't give exact results. In other words, there is a margin error up to maximum of 5% with reality. As for the second method is CFD. That is, numerical methods. We talked a little about CFD while reviewing the modular module. We used to call modeling real environment conditions in computer environment CFD. Difference of CFD analysis from statistical method, it gives much more accurate results than the statistical method. This method also had a disadvantage. Not everyone can do the CFD analysis, because it requires very advanced theoretical knowledge. As for the third method, the ship model basin. In the ship model basin, you get your boat. It doesn't matter how many meters. You scale down the model. Next, I assume it is a 1 meter model. You design the 1 meter model as if you are designing a model. And the 1 meter model is indeed produced. Then you take the 1 meter model and put it in the tank. When you put it in the tank, you can precisely determine the resistance of the boat. However, this also has a disadvantage. This process is very expensive. In Turkey, only Istanbul Technical University has a ship model basin. It is also very costly to put boat into the ship model basin because of use of very expensive equipment. As I said, there are three types of resistance calculations method. MagSurf resistance uses statistical method and doesn't give exact results. Note that with resistance, you only get one resistance approximation. I open my MagSurf models file by dragging it over resistance. Here you must select all surfaces you want to import. Then OK. And I went inside the resistance module. I enlarge the perspective view and go to the render view. Then straighten it out a bit. Then I want to introduce tabs quickly. File tab is no different from modular. It's used for import-export operation, or it's used to save the resistance file. Edit tab, it is used for undo, forward, cut, copy and paste operation. The view tab is used for viewing operation. None of these are different from tabs in the MagSurf modular. I will explain the Analysis tab last. I will explain the Display tab last. Data tab, you can set the units in the Units section. Like the modular module, it makes no difference when you click it. If you want meter in meters, millimeters in millimeters, tons, kilograms or knots, kilometers per hour, or kilos in Newton, kilowatts and watts. You can specify units here. Cancel. I come to the Data tab again. The coefficient part is the same as the coefficients part in MagSurf modular. There is no difference, I have told you before. Cancel. I come to the Data tab again. Frame of reference was also in the Data tab of the MagSurf modular module. I explained in detail there. In the resistance module, the frame of reference values that I have determined in the modular module are used. The Windows tab is used for viewing operation. Again, there is no difference with the MagSurf modular module, it is exactly the same. See you in the next lesson.